5, 6, 7 years old, it is when students get the most. We are going to learn as many things as we can, depending on what we are exposed to. So second language acquisition is very important now that the world is changing, and it will never stop changing. It is fun to see how students are wanting to use the language. Kindergarten is always about routines, is everything about learning new stuff. So whenever I see kindergartners coming into the classroom, they don't know anything. And that's what we want, because we want that blank page to start working on.
In the beginning, it's more like a lot of those schooling things focus on teaching about rules and routines. Once that build up, and then we really focus on the academic learning. After a couple weeks, kids learn really, really fast. I think that's all those years, that's what I've noticed. I always tell them, you come in September, you know zero Chinese, and December, right now, they can answer simple questions, they can read and write some simple books. At the end of the school year, they already achieved way more, you know.
I think it's very important for everybody to have this perspective of second language acquisition is not only because I want them to learn a different language, it's because I want to expose them to other cultures, to other traditions, to other kind of lifestyles that we don't see just around.
I always say learning at the end, they always provide you a different perspective. Yes, I've had a student there in high school, they come back, they volunteer. That's exactly where they started. And then they're able to use what they learned all those years, the languages they use, and then they help younger learners. And for me, I always use the students as example to show my own students. I said, okay, once you get there, look at it, you can be like this as well. So I think it's just a very mutual way for benefit of both of them.
Since we are born, we are learning. It took us about 3 or 4 years to learn our first language. It is going to take about the same time to learn a second language. So kindergarten, first grade, they're going to be those background knowledge years in which we need to get as much of that language as possible. So to parents, I would say just don't be afraid of jumping into immersion, because this is going to be something good for students. They're going to have now different skills in both languages that can interchange, and they can support each other.
我们是742学区。
Somos 742.